welcome to this week's Lush kitchen menu. I am tired. You can see I have the bags under my eyes. It is the first week back at work, and for those of you who are teachers or who know teachers, you'll know what that first week back is like. So I apologise if I fall asleep during this video. I don't apologise, I will fall asleep. For those of you who have recovered from last week's absolute incredible menu, well done if you got what you wanted. I was rather perplexed but very relieved to find that it was easy to buy. So I was expecting the website to crash and for my dreams to shatter, but I found that actually it was too easy. So thank you Lush and everyone involved in making that process really easy. So it was enjoyable but not frustrating, because normally you go online and you're like, I'm excited, oh my crazy, like the website crashes and you're stressed the whole time, but it was really easy. Moving on. I was hoping after last week's incredible menu that this week would give me a little bit of a break. So last week's menu was an absolute tsunami on my finances, and worryingly I logged into my bank and found for the first time since I was a student, which happened a few thousand years ago, we'll just leave it there, that I had maxed out my overdraft. And I've never done that before. I might spend a lot of money on Lush, but I budget and I'm paid enough that I can afford to do so. After last week's menu, not just because of last week's menu, I realised that I had reached the end of my overdraft and there is still just under 2 weeks until payday. So I thought this week's menu needs to be something that is fairly easygoing on my finances. Didn't happen, did it? Really didn't happen. This week's menu, I am going to say it's not as good as last week's, but in all fairness, it's going to be pretty challenging to beat last week's kitchen menu. I think the only way that it could be beaten was if I was given the chance to do a menu one day in about 5 years' time. I can see from the perspective of a fairly normal Lush fan, most normal Lush fans who perhaps occasionally buy from the Lush kitchen and don't hoard bath bombs like they're going out of fashion, might find next week's menu a little bit disappointing. From a perspective of a collector and somebody who likes to try new things, it is awesome. So I'm going to zip my mouth up and get on with this week's Lush kitchen menu. Monday starts off amazingly well. I'm going to start with the product I'm most excited about, which is something called Skin, Sin, Hand and Body Lotion. So this is quite a thin lotion, just like Love and Light hand cream. Hand creams from Lush do tend to be thinner than body lotions normally because you want them to absorb into your skin pretty quickly. You don't want to have to rub it when you're out in public, and that just sounds so wrong. You want it to absorb easily into the skin so you're not left with horrible sticky hands that you then can't use until it does. As I've never tried this, I'm just going based on what I've read online. The impression I get is obviously first and foremost it is cherry scented. This has never come out in the kitchen before. Knowing Lush and judging it on other body lotions, for example Artemis Cream, when I imagine Skin Sin, I can almost imagine, because of the ingredients list, that it's more of a light musky sort of sophisticated cherry smell. I can imagine it being sort of like that decadent cherry smell. It's still got its fruity side, but there's something else to it as well. Looking at the ingredients list, it has lavender oil, it has chamomile oil, and it has, and this is where I'm going to pronounce it incorrectly, so I apologise, is it Tagetes or Taget? An oil from marigold flowers. It has all those ingredients in, which then tells me that it's going to be more of a floral cherry smell. I wouldn't say overly floral because the general consensus is that it's cherry first, but rather than just a fruity one-dimensional cherry smell, I can imagine it being a little bit more like 17 Cherry Tree Lane soap, which shares its scent with Sakura the bath bomb. So I don't imagine it's going to smell identical, but I really think there is going to be underlying kicks of floral, sort of like a musky decadent sort of floral smell that just sits underneath the cherry, so it's not straightforward cherry. All I know is it's one I am excited about and I'll be getting. Now the second product coming out on Monday is one I have had before. It's called Marathon Bubble Bar. Now this is a bubble bar that I am excited about actually, despite the fact that if you've read my review it's not classed as one of my favourite bubble bars. Again, this is a product that when I bought originally it was old and I'm quite excited to try a fresh one. If you're somebody who hates overwhelming smells, this is really not one you want to get. This is in line with 93,000 Miles Shower Jelly, with Wiki Magic Muscles Bubble Bar. It is one that's going to knock you for 6, and if you're not expecting it, you're going to get knocked out. The idea is that it's peppermint, cinnamon, witch hazel and aloe vera. Straight away you get that punch of peppermint. It will knock you for 6. It'll do some damage if you're not expecting it. This overpowering smell does stay with you in the bath. So this is a bubble bar that is fantastic for if you work out. It is going to calm you down. It is going to really invigorate those senses. If you have a cold, if you're snuffly, it's the perfect bubble bar to cool your skin down, to give you that refreshing kick so you can start again. I hope your messages don't disturb your video like last time. Well, they did. It is a great stimulant of the muscles. So if you go and work out at the gym, or you just have a day, or just your job in general requires you to do lots of heavy lifting and moving around and constantly on your feet, this is a great bubble bar to soothe those muscles so you're ready for the next day. The cinnamon, as I say, has that warming effect, so it will warm and tingle those muscles. The peppermint has a cooling effect, so it's a bit weird that they both work together quite well, but they do. The aloe vera gel in there, again, just helps to soothe and cool off that skin. And Tuesday on the menu starts off with a soap called Mr. Punch. What I think, and I've always thought this about Mr. Punch soap, is that it'd be fantastic as a fragrance. I really do, because it's such a fruity smell, but there's so many layers. It's based upon the idea of having a punch bowl, a Christmas punch bowl full of spices and fruits that you enjoy, a little bit like Pomche shower gel. This one in particular has different threads that give it that really alluring smell. So you have a sort of blackcurranty smell going on. It's not as thick and sultry as the Comforter. It's a very straightforward berry blackcurrant smell, which is a nice one, like a nice refreshing squash. It has lime oil in there, so you get that citrus kick. It has cognac oil in there, which gives it the alcoholic side of things. Lots and lots of juniper. So this product has lots of juniperberries and lots of belongs, and it's got a really nice underlying scent of berry. Yeah, it's got all of that in there, with some lime oil thrown in and a bit of blah. Let's start again, okay? So it's got juniper berries, it's got blackcurrant absolute, it's got lime oil, it's got cognac oil. So what I love about this scent is it's such a light, crisp, fruity scent. Okay, on to the product I think most people are probably most looking forward to on Tuesday, which is the Olive Branch Body Lotion. Now, I won't be buying any of this because it breaks my Lush ban if I did, but the Olive Branch is such an amazing body lotion. So I used to think that Karma Cream was the lightest, most refreshing body lotion. I would now say the Olive Branch has taken its place. It does smell of the olive branch, but I don't think it has as much warmth as the shower gel gives off. You have the tangerine, you have the olive oil in there, you have the vine leaves, you have this really lovely, very unique floral smell. It's a very difficult scent to describe, and it's definitely one of Lush's best achievements, I think. So what I love about the Olive Branch body lotion, it's not the thinnest. I'd say it's on par with Dream Cream. It is thick enough that when you put it on you can really feel your skin becoming supple and smoother, but it's also thin enough that it does get absorbed fairly quickly into the skin. The scent is definitely there. If you love the Olive Branch, you'll love this, but it's not as wholesome, it's not as warm, it's not as thick as you would expect opening a bottle of the shower gel, or as I say, if you're lucky enough to have the liquid perfume behind, it's not as thick as that, which does work to its favour in some ways. If you're somebody who loves the Olive Branch but wants something nice and refreshing and nice and light on the skin, this is great for you. When you pop it on, the warmth of your skin does bring the scent up a little bit. So on to Wednesday, and we start off with a bath bomb called Lemon Daze and Ginger Beer Bath Bomb. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not excited about this one at all. I know it's been out before, so I can't buy it anyway. Back when it was released for the first time in the Lush kitchen, I was so excited. I love lemony products. You know me, I love citrusy products. So the idea of lemon and ginger beer just sounded amazing. When I received the bath bomb, I was so disappointed to find that it shared its scent with the ginger family. I was expecting something that was heavily lemon with a slight bit of ginger, just to give it that heat and that warmth underneath. If you're expecting expecting a bath bomb that's going to be really lemony and in your face, don't get it, because it's not going to be like that. I'm going to try and describe this objectively, but it's quite difficult. It's sort of a light ginger smell. The kick of the ginger is not there, with a very slight warmth, citrusy undertone. I didn't realise until the product arrived last time I bought it that it shared its scent with the ginger family. And for those of you who watch my vlogs regularly or read my blog will know that the ginger family and the skinny dip family are my two least favourite scent families from Lush. The ginger is the most prominent scent in this bath bomb. It doesn't have the kick that you'd get from fresh ginger. It's more of a sort of murky, herbally ginger smell. Now, the product I am excited about on Wednesday, and I have one left to show you here, and this is the Bubbling Under Bubble Bar. Now, as some of you might have noticed, this bubble bar doesn't look like the picture I posted yesterday on Instagram. And that is the only thing I'm going to complain about. This bubble bar, because it is blue, and blue has a tendency to fade very quickly, the colour within 6 months of having this had faded. However, aside from that small little thing that's annoying, this bubble bar is one of my favourites. Now, I'm really torn right now. I am so torn, because if I'm going to buy any of these, I am publicly going to break my Lush ban. Now, in terms of scent, it is still so strong and amazing. It shares its scent with the Big Blue Bath Bomb. For those who are not familiar with Big Blue, it is such a bright, zesty, citrusy, lemony smell, but it also has salt in there to give your skin that lovely, clean, refreshing feeling, clear out those pores, and you do get the slight bitterness of the salt. And on top, those little squiggly bits you see there, they are seaweed. And you do have that smell, you do get that fresh sort of sea smell from the seaweed. It is so moisturising, just like the bath bomb. This will completely revitalise your skin straight away. You put it in, you crumble it under the water. Within 30 seconds, if you feel that water, you're feeling another dimension of softness. It is just sublime. It's one of those bubble bars you really can't fault. Makes your skin amazing, it produces lots of bubbles, the colour in the water is absolutely amazing. It would make my top 10 favourite bubble bars of all time. Okay, on to Thursday, and Thursday features two products that are highly popular, but products I don't have to buy. Yes, save more money. So the first product coming out on Thursday is the Lem Slip Buttercream. The Lem Slip Buttercream is one of my favourite buttercreams from Lush. For those who've never had one before, they are kind of like if you were to take soap and add extra oils and butters and kind of give them a mush. They're called buttercream because, like the buttercream you spread in between a cake, it's very much that consistency, but a little bit thicker, a little bit more soapy, obviously. Because obviously its name Lem Slip is a play on Lem Sip, which for those who don't know is a powder drink that you drink when you have a bunged up nose and sore throat and so on, and it's supposed to help. But as most people know, most normal people know, that it is one of the most disgusting drinks you can possibly have. So I was expecting Lem Slip to have that sort of very medicinal, I suppose you'd say, under scent. As it turns out, it doesn't. It just smells of lemon. So it's not like a vanilla-y lemony smell that you would expect a buttercream to smell like if you're making a cake, but it is just straightforward, clean, fresh, citrusy, lemony goodness. And it does smell wonderful. It's such a great buttercream to use first thing in the morning to help you wake up, and it stays on your skin for absolute hours. And because of the lemon, because of the fact that lemon gives you that radiance and sort of brings out the natural colour of your skin, that if you're umming and ahhing, you've never had a buttercream, but you like the soaps, please try it. It's so good. And even though you get a pot that's 250 grams, and in the picture I showed you at the beginning, that's me scooping it out, and you can be generous with your product, I find that a pot like that can still last me for absolute months, even if I do use quite a lot. And the second product to come out on Thursday is one that was actually a regular last year and was discontinued by Lush, and that is called Grass Shower Gel. Now, to me, Grass Shower Gel epitomises what Lush is about. Grass shower gel, it just smells like you've mown your lawn, you've collected up all the grass cuttings and you pop them on a big heap and they're slightly damp, That is exactly what this shower gel smells like. It is such a refreshing, natural smell. I was amazed when I first smelled this shower gel to think that a company were able to bottle such a natural smell. I really do think this is one of the most natural smells that this company do. Oh, it's so good. There's so much going on. It's so wholesome despite it being really light and refreshing. So inside it's got the wheatgrass juice, it's got neroli, and neroli gives it that sort of sweetness. I need to use this more often. I need to review this and improve the review because I definitely think that I would rate it higher now than when I first had it. So on to Friday, and I'm getting a little bit excited again because Friday has products, or a product should I say, that I have not tried before. The first product to come out on Friday is strangely quite a popular smell and quite a popular product, and I don't necessarily understand its popularity, and that is the Mellow Mint Bubble Bar. Now when I first saw this product, I fell in love with its design. It just looks gorgeous, and as its name suggests, mellow, the idea is that it looks like a watermelon, or not necessarily a watermelon because we all know what one of those look like, but what people depict watermelons to look like if they were to draw a cartoon version. Unfortunately, it doesn't smell of watermelon. It is mint, mint, mint with extra mint. Spearmint and peppermint thrown in there to give you such a strong, powerful mint experience. As I've said time and time again, I'm not a massive fan of mint. To me, there's something about this bubble bar that's just a little bit off-putting. If it was just peppermint, if it was just spearmint, I could handle that. Mellow Mint also has this earthy dirt smell alongside the mint, and that is what ruins it for me. The earthy sort of dirt smell that accompanies the mint comes out almost equally as strong as the mint scent, and I think, and I know that I'm in the minority because so many people have got excited about this bubble bar coming back, so I clearly don't know what I'm talking about. That dirt and that mint together is just too much and is so contradictory that I don't like it. I don't know if I'm explaining this very well, but Mellow Mint to me just doesn't go, it doesn't work. To look at it, it's so vibrant, the greens, the pinks, it's just gorgeous to look at. The name is quirky and fun. The mint aspect of it would almost be great if it had mint and melon, but it's just that overpowering dirt smell. And I can really smell it straight away. And on to the last product, which I am excited about, which is called the Spring Cleanser Facial Cleanser. Now this video is probably going to prove to you if last week's and the week before and the week before and the week before that and every video and every picture I've ever released, if that isn't enough information to convince you that I spend too much money on Lush, then this product will. Because A, I have read so little and know so little about this product, yet I still plan on buying it. B, the information I have read about this product convinces me that I'm not going to like it and it's not going to work on my skin, and yet still I'm going to buy a couple of bottles. Spring Cleanser, Facial Cleanser, is one that hasn't come out in years. In fact, that picture I showed you is one of the only existing pictures of that product on the internet, which is quite impressive. So I found a little bit about it in a Lush Times clipping. The product is made up mostly of a cucumber infusion. So water and fresh cucumber mixed together with various oils to create this facial cleanser. This product is supposed to soak up grease. I don't have any grease. Looking at reviews online, every single review minus one has been negative. So many people have complained about the smell. A lot of people have actually said that it doesn't really smell that much. It's not a really strong smell, but the smell they do get from it is a really nasty one. Almost every single person I've spoken to has complained that this has left their skin sticky, oily, greasy, and some people have even said they felt as almost like someone's put a layer of film across their face. Obviously, having read so many negative reviews and realised through the description that it's really not a cleanser for my face, obviously I'm going to go and buy a couple of bottles because that's just what I do. It's a Lush product I've not tried. What do you expect? I'm going to ruin my complexion just in the name of Lush. How cool is that? So there we have the Lush kitchen. An interesting range, some favourites, some ones I haven't come back for a while, and a couple of brand new newbies for me to sink my teeth into. Not literally. Possibly. I can't vouch for that. We'll see how it goes. I hope you've enjoyed. I hope it's informative. And until next week, bye.